Hello and welcome to AdvancePro University. Today we are going to be taking a look at some QuickBooks and AdvancePro workflows for special cases. So real quick, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at our general workflow, and then we're going to talk about the differences that you might have if you're paying vendors in advance, taking orders and payments online and how you might manage those, what you might do with third-party manufacturing if you're looking to manage the materials through that process, and if you're using the classes or jobs feature within QuickBooks. So our general workflow looks a little bit like this. So essentially, you're either manually entering your sales orders or purchase orders into AdvancePro itself, or you're importing this from some other technology. So you could import it through our Shopify API or our other API offerings, or through an Excel spreadsheet or a flat file integration using a CSV file. Once sales orders and POs are in AdvancePro, we can immediately ship or receive those orders, and once you've shipped and received, you can then create an invoice or a bill, and those get exported into QuickBooks. So you get an invoice and a bill in QuickBooks that you can pay or collect on, and for invoices, if they get paid in QuickBooks, we can go ahead and pass that payment status back to the invoice. You can also take payment on the sale or the invoice within AdvancePro, and those payments will also pass to QuickBooks. Those are the general workflow of AdvancePro, the way we're built to work with QuickBooks. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at if we're paying vendors in advance, what happens is at the beginning of the transaction, you'll get your purchase order for the items in AdvancePro, and then you can make a payment in QuickBooks into a prepaid inventory account. Then once you receive the goods, AdvancePro will make a bill, which will pass into QuickBooks, and you can associate that payment with that bill at that point. So this way you can still reconcile what you actually received with what you ordered from the vendor and what you've paid the vendor in advance. And if you need to get a credit, you can. You'll be able to recognize that at this point. So moving ahead, the next area we're going to be addressing is when you're taking payments from an online store. So we have an e-commerce platform. This might be Shopify or an Etsy store. It might be Amazon, or it might be WooCommerce, any kind of e-commerce platform or shopping cart where you're taking orders and payments. This won't apply to AdvancePro's own B2B, B2C, and sales rep stores, because those function slightly differently. But if you have some third-party e-commerce platform, you're going to have an order and a payment that get created. Now your order is going to come into AdvancePro. You can fill in AdvancePro, and if you're using our API sync, you'll be able to sync your shipping information back up to your e-commerce platform to mark that order as shipped within your e-commerce platform. Now the payment often goes through your merchant account or goes through your bank and goes directly to QuickBooks through your QuickBooks link with your bank account or with your merchant account. Now the order will get passed into QuickBooks from AdvancePro once you've shipped, and again that payment can be linked up with that sales order or that invoice so that you now have that paid in QuickBooks. Now the next area we want to address is third-party manufacturing, and this specifically is only if you're concerned with tracking your component items as far as the QuickBooks platform and working with AdvancePro. Now if you're not concerned with components, you can just go ahead and run your third-party manufacturing through a vendor purchase order using that standard general workflow. But if you are concerned with tracking your components, go ahead and bring in your components from a vendor to maybe a manufacturing warehouse. That extra warehouse is optional, but it can help you track where your components are and where your finished goods are. You can build your products in that manufacturing warehouse using our manufacturing module, so you have a bill of materials and a work order. Take a look at our other videos on manufacturing if you have more questions about that. And then at the end of the process, once they've been produced, they're now finished sitting in your manufacturing warehouse. You can then transfer it into your finished goods warehouse, into the warehouse that you control, or into a 3PL to go fill orders with that stock. On the QuickBooks side, you're going to place an order for the services of having those items assembled, and you can pay your manufacturer. Now moving ahead to classes and jobs, where we're going to finish off today. Today, jobs are created as customers in AdvancePro. So each job that you work with in QuickBooks, those will be a customer in AdvancePro. So you'll have job number 1020, so you'll have a customer called 1020 in AdvancePro, and then you can go and put multiple orders against that job in AdvancePro. Now, if you enable QuickBooks classes in AdvancePro, classes can be imported from QuickBooks, and they can be assigned to the customer invoice and vendor bill that they apply to. So that's just a touch on classes and jobs. This is going to conclude our discussion here in AdvancePro University today. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us or reach out to your AdvancePro advisor, and we'll be happy to help. Have a great day.